My daughter, who was a very good cyclist herself, a national champion on the track, had a bad mountain bike accident, unfortunately, a few years ago. And we needed to, and she's in a wheelchair now, she's quadriplegic, and we needed to be, or I needed to be more closer to home.
Welcome back to The Vloggrapher, episode 155, and today I take you to North Beach in a series of videos where I visit bike shops and we get to see and hear from the owners themselves. I hope you guys are enjoying this series, and if you do, well, drop a like, a subscribe, a comment would be great. Well, today we are going to West Coast Cycles to meet Leon, Perth's newest bike store.
Hello, my name's Leon McGough. I'm the owner here at West Coast Cycles. Been a cyclist myself for probably 30 years. Started out in mountain biking and then became time poor and ended up with road cycling, and now I'm a road cyclist. And that's sort of what got me into the industry, enjoying it. I was actually very fortunate in recent times to work at Glen Parker Cycles. And I learnt a lot from there, from Dennis Lightfoot, who's probably one of the most knowledgeable men in the industry in Perth. And that was a lot of fun. And then things sort of changed for us. It meant we needed to be near home, and we thought, look, why don't we open up our own bike shop? And so here we are today inside West Coast Cycles, small shop compared to some of the ones you might go into. So we've stocked a little bit of everything in here. We're really happy with it. It's come along really well. We've got one mechanic at the back, so again, small workshop. And we've tried to sort of carry a little bit of everything to keep everybody happy. We're learning along the way, of course. When you're a new shop, you need to find out what everybody likes around the area. So yeah, it's been a really fun journey to this point, and we're really hoping to become a big part of the local community around here for cyclists and for the kids. And yeah, sort of set a bit of a legacy in the area. Yeah, so as I said before, we were at Glen Parker Cycles and fantastic bike shop. We got to a point where we needed to get closer to home. So my daughter, who was a very good cyclist herself, a national champion on the track, had a bad mountain bike accident, unfortunately, a few years ago. And we needed to, and she's in a wheelchair now, she's quadriplegic, and we needed to be, or I needed to be more closer to home. And we thought we could manage that for a while, but it sort of turned out it was a bit difficult, so it was better for me to be near home. And so this is the reason why we've come to this space. The shop is about 1 kilometre from my home, so it just means that I'm around and available if needed be from my daughter. So that's sort of how this all began. Yeah, so yeah, you probably are used to seeing a lot of shops that are standalone, and a lot of them these days are probably in industrial areas. And we wanted to be close to home, and we did actually look in Balcatta and places like that. Already some bike shops there. Plus, we really felt we've been a big part of this community right from my very early days moving in. We've had the kids go through the primary schools here. I've been coach of the football team, the netball team. So we thought it was really important for us to stay in the community, being that we know so many people, and we know that we'll get support from the local community. We already have, and we've only just opened. So this is how we ended up, and there's no sort of standalone sites in this area. This was actually an old Australia Post Office. It became available about 6 months ago, and that's when we started thinking about, could we make this into a bike shop? Would it work inside a shopping centre? And we think it is. We've only been open a couple of days, and we've been really busy. Our workshop is already flat out. So I think it's moving forward. I think it's going to be a really good decision to have come in here, and of course my local Farmer Jack's is just behind the camera, which is very handy after work. So when we think about, we actually went through who would be our ideal customer when we first sort of did a business plan for the shop. And it's actually a really difficult question, because I guess you're trying to understand who's in your community and what they want to get out of a bike, and you're also putting that next to what your own ambitions are, or what your own requirements are from biking. And so, like for me, I'm a road cyclist, and I love to have a nice road bike, love to ride at some bunches, and we've got a couple of great bunches just out the front here that I ride with. but I also understand that that's not everybody, and it's a lot of young families around here with kids. So we saw, and there's a lot of people on e-bikes is probably the other one. So we really thought we need to try and cover off all bases. So we've got a selection of kids bikes, we've got a selection of e-bikes, which are mostly here, and then we've got a selection of, we carry the Cannondales, and we've got a selection of those. It's really hard to say my ideal customer. I feel my ideal customer is someone that does what I do, right? But really that's selfish, because I know we've all got different wants and needs. So I think my ideal customer is someone that just wants to enjoy the cycling journey, to be honest. And whether that is a kid, whether it's an older couple that want to get on some e-bikes and just cruise along the coast, whether it's a middle-aged man like me in Lycra and wants to get a nice road bike, I think we just want to try and be involved in their journey on bikes and just help them out. Alright, so if you find your way over to North Beach and you're coming to West Coast Cycles, I'm going to give you a little idea of what we have in store. And I might start on this wall here. So we've got a lot of your standard stuff you're going to find in shops. Some will be different brands, but we've got like saddle bags, we've got handlebar bags, tools if you'd like to carry a tool on your bike, bottle cages, saddles. We've got some nice soft, wider saddles for those that like to look after the bottom end a little more. And then for the guys that are a bit more racier and like something that probably looks really uncomfortable, we've got the more sort of race style saddles. We've got this fantastic range of helmets, which I was really excited about getting, because we've got on my left here, you're right, we've got a lot of these e-bikes, and they're a certain style that really is complemented by a helmet like this. So we've got these 1000 helmets, absolutely love them. We've only got a small range there of 5. There's actually about 18 in the range and a lot more colours, and we'll hope to have a few more of those soon. But they look fantastic. They're actually, one of the models is MIPS as well, and they're super comfortable on your head, so absolutely love those. Then we come to like our locks and lights. So we've got some Lezynes, the Azures. We'll be getting a few others shortly. We're still waiting on a bit of stock at the moment. For locks, you can't really go past Abus, so we've got the Abus. We just sort of feel that they are probably the top lock, and they've got a really good variety, as you can see on that chart. So we've gone with those. We've also got some Ulacs, which are just like these because they come in funky colours. There's a few more we haven't got. So we thought some people just like that, something with a bit of funky colour in it. So we've got that, got bar tape, pedals, got a decent range of mountain bike tyres, because again, when we were opening the shop and thinking about what do we want to stock, I'd be walking around the streets or driving around. I just see so many kids and adults riding mountain bikes, either e-mountain bikes or just normal analog mountain bikes. So I sort of figured I think we need to have a range of those. And then of course your road tyres, so we've got the Pirellis. We'll be having the GP Continental soon for anyone that's stressing out that we might not have those. And then probably on this wall, last but not least, is a lot of our bike care stuff. So you've got cleaners, lubes, super important, the lubes, a lot of people forget that. And sealant if you're going tubeless, of course. And then we've got some of the personal care items down there, your chamois creams, etc. So I feel like we've got a nice range there, which will cover off most things you're going to need when you've got a bike and you're trying to look after it. And then we've got our Ranger bikes. So we've gone with just one brand for road bikes. We have got access to others, but we've gone with the Cannondale in store so that we can carry all the sizes, which I think is really important when you get someone in store to get them sized correctly. So that's how we ended up with the one brand, and we really like Cannondale, so that's where we landed. We've got these brand new Guavas, which are a Spanish bike, gravel, absolutely love those. We've already had a bit of interest in those, so very excited about that. And then we sort of go through here, and we've got a few of our, I like to call them beach cruisers, the Lorettas, and we've got sort of 3 colours there. These are really nice bikes, really good price point, and people just love them, they're just easy. We've also got the LE version of those bikes, so that's this one and that one. So if you feel like you love the look, but you don't want to have to pedal too hard, these guys are really good, really comfy, got the basket on the front, and you've got the power, so going up that hill, especially on the coast because it's quite hilly, so it's nice to have a little bit of power behind you. And then we've got a range just here, which is the Amp Brothers. We're really excited about them. They're an Australian brand based out on the East Coast, and they've got a really nice range and a varying range of bikes at a really nice price point. So we've got a few of them here, but not all of them. And then this one, this is sort of like my premium. These are Super 73s, they're from California. I love this style personally. It's really something that appeals to me. And so I was very keen to get them in. It took a bit of work, but we've now got these in stock. We're looking to build on our range. We are a bit limited for space, but we will be building on our range. And there are also a lot of inquiries for those. No one else in Perth does those. So it's a really good product for us. And then probably lastly, we felt we did need to cover that e-mountain bike scene, because there's a few guys around here that race with e-mountain bikes or with mountain bikes in the Wage series and cross country. So we've gone for a couple of demo bikes actually. So these ones will be available if you're genuinely interested in buying a Cannondale e-mountain bike. These will be available for demo, that you could take them up to Kalamunda for the day and ride them around and get a good feel for the bike. So that's in the process. We've got a few more boxes to tick to get that to happen, but that'll be available very shortly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So actually we have got some helmets. I'll duck under here. We've got a nice little range of helmets too. So we've got the Smith helmets, which are top road. We've got the mountain bike style, and then we've got the Giro kids helmets, and I have got some Kask helmets coming as well to fill in here, which will be nice. I think that sort of covers a good range of what people are looking for. And last and least, maybe if we go right to the end here, I've got my nutrition. Also again, waiting on one more product, but we've got a bit of the Cliff, bit of the Coda, just to cover off those guys that are crazy enough to go and ride 3 or 4 hours and need a bit of an energy boost around the way. So that's it. So guys, I am really excited. I hope you can get into West Coast Cycles. We're a really welcoming sort of shop. We'll have, if we haven't got it for you, we'll definitely get it in. I think you'll enjoy our customer service. We're all about looking after the customer. It's not about trying to sell a bike, it's just about helping you out on your journey. So I'd love you to come in, love you to say hello, and if you don't want to spend money, just come in and check in the store, and make sure you say you saw this on Nat's video.